Hello, everybody, and welcome to a little game we're playing called Kerbal Space Program. Now, I'm here with my friend Adrian,
Hello.
who has never played this game before. I'm actually a really big fan of this game. I have wasted so many hours playing it, but he's never played it before. So
do I know anything about aerodynamics?
yeah, I explained to him that the game actually does use some actual physics. And you do need to do math and stuff if you ever want to do anything great. Now, he doesn't know how to do any of that stuff, so I figured it would be fun if he just kind of jumped right into it. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start a new game. We're going to go sandbox mode, though. And then, what do you want your space program to be named?
Here, let me think about it real quick. How long can it be?
It can be fairly long. I remember during an off-camera game me and Isaiah were playing, I made something that was, must have been like 25 characters, 30.
Yeah.
So you can do a pretty long title for this one.
Alright.
So just go ahead and when you can think of a name, hit enter. Or rather, when you can think of a name, type it and then hit enter. You can also change your flag if you want to do that while you're still thinking of something. So
Just click right here.
yeah.
Oh, another thing, this is barely like my second time playing the PC game. Oh.
Just into.
Yes.
There's an actual NASA flag. There's a CASA flag, which is the Kerbal
CASA.
Aeronautics and Space Administration. There's KerbX, which is like SpaceX. If you want to be, Kerbal's version of, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Guy from Tesla Motors.
Mike, is there like Mike Epps or something?
No. Mike Epps is a dude who's like an actor. You're thinking... The dude I'm thinking of is, damn. I am forgetting his name. He came out in that episode of South Park. They made fun of him.
Yeah.
With the Tesla coil-powered car.
I don't remember.
I'm forgetting his name. I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a name.
Just go with your heart, man. You have to click on the thing first.
God.
Because you clicked on, there you go, you clicked on the flag part, so now try.
Attempt 1.
Okay, so the moon attempt 1, click start. Okay, so now, first you're going to want to start off, the menu is going to show that there's a vehicle assembly building, there's a place where you can build space planes, there's a place where you can track stuff. You're going to want to click on the really tall building, which should be coming up right now. This one here, that's your vehicle assembly building. That's the best place to start off because space planes are a whole different beast. Okay, there we go. I was wondering why I was doing that. I was bugging out a little bit at the beginning. Playing on an older computer, so it's a little crappy.
I liked how much money I have.
You actually, this is sandbox mode, so you don't give a crap about money.
Oh, sweet.
Now, the bottom ones, save for these two on the bottom right, are all drones. So everything from like the midway point down are drones, except for those two cockpits. Everything above it are ones that will launch a person. So, do you want it to be drone, or do you want it to be manned by actual Kerbals?
Manned by people.
Okay, now pick a cockpit that you want. I would advise you about what you would want to pick, but I advised Isaiah on a specific one, and he decided to go in the complete opposite direction, and he made it to the moon and back with the same stuff. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just assume that you can get the... Okay, the only thing that I can tell you that might help, it seemed to help Isaiah, is that you want to make it look as close to a penis as possible. I know that sounds weird, but that's how rocket ships are in real life, and the point is for it to be aerodynamic, so that we waste less fuel. Space Stick, which is the name of one of my rockets in my main game, Space Stick.
Okay, I put this.
All right,
down.
that is your cockpit.
Yes.
Well, what you're gonna want to do is go into, see these top buttons here?
Yeah.
You're gonna want to go into the one that says Control. Now, the one with the green on it, on the left. That one. Oh wait, never mind. That one's the large one. Go to the right. Click on that one. Yes. Place it under your cockpit. Now, the one next to it, place that under your cockpit.
Okay.
There you go. Now, click on that one. Now, see down here, there should be one called, this one is Symmetry Mode, and the other one is Angle Snap. Leave Angle Snap the way that it is, but click on Symmetry Mode, and what this does is, see how it's got two yellow pieces? It'll make it so that way if you place something on there, you don't have to try to do an exact placement on the opposite side. It places the opposite side for you. And you can keep clicking it, and I think it goes up to like 6 or 8 times.
Alright.
So what you want to do though is put 4 rockets on that, so click it again. Click it again twice, I believe. One more time. There you go. Now place it. Okay, now go to Utility. Now go to the next page and there should be a parachute. This one, the Mark 16. No, wait, no. I believe it's this one, the Mark... Yeah, that one. Click... Oh, wait, no. Click on it again. Now click on the top. That's your parachute, just in case things go horribly wrong. Now go
And
to
they
where...
And they will, by the way.
Yeah. Go to Structural. Go to the next page.
Oh, next page, alright.
Now you'll see this thing here. This is a Rockomax brand decoupler. It's a decoupling unit so that way you can separate your stages, so that way you're not carrying around anything extra. Click it and put it at the bottom of your cockpit. Oh wait, no, never mind. That one's not the right one. It's the one next to it. That's the gigantic one. This is the stack decoupler. There we go. Oh, you can click it. You don't have to drag. Pull up a little bit. Okay, now right click and you can actually move your, you don't have to right click on that, I mean hold down the right mouse button and then move your thing up and down and see how you can move around the rocket. Okay, from here on out, I'm only going to tell you what things are and what they do. From there, you do it on your own. Go to the second page, that's your propulsion. You're going to find rocket fuel and you're going to find engines. Attach a tank to an engine, and that engine will use whatever's in the tank. You can also stack tanks on top of each other. I will tell you that your first stage should probably only have one, and you want something fuel efficient like an atomic or a poodle engine. And then from there on out, you do what you do, and just remember that you're gonna want some decouplers every once in a while, so that way you're not carrying around things in space. You also want something that fits your rocket. There are adapters for those, though. I believe in structural, there's adapters for bigger stuff.
That's not small.
There's another page to this.
Okay, 2.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. Some of these aren't engines. Some of these are, they're basically just gigantic thrusters. You can't control the throttle on them at all. You just hit go and they go. You're going to want that for your final stage because they will help you get, high enough into the air past the initial point where the weight of all of the air on top of you creates enough drag that you tend to waste fuel. You want those for like the bottom stage. You want them attached to the bottom stage radially because there are radial decouplers, so that way you don't have to waste your precious space fuel for the first 5, 6, 7,000 feet. Oh, next page. There's more tanks. So you can actually put down a tank before you put down an engine. I believe it's an RCS tank. RCS tanks are the things that use those little rockets that are mounted on your command pod as opposed to actual rocket fuel. That's an external fuel duct. You can use that for this thing that I like to do called asparagus staging, but that's more complicated stuff that if you're interested in the game, I will show you later. That's the monopropellant. That's also the same as the stuff that you have in the Olympics. If you want a suggestion, what I always use is, see that one that looks like a lightsaber? Yeah. I'll use that one for like some of the stages because it does contain a lot of fuel and the fuel to weight ratio is not so much that it won't kill your rocket.
Is it possible to do a test launch right now?
A test launch? No, but you can always go back to the... If you fail your launch, you can always go back to the vehicle assembly building to before you launched in the first place. And then, yeah, and then you can go. Alright. You can go again.
I personally would not get this inside of this thing in real life. But
Oh, I wouldn't get inside of the thing either. Remember to put on engines, too.
oh, I haven't done it.
No, you haven't. That is not enough. Oh, yeah, you gotta click it again. Because you already had the other thing selected, it just counted as you trashing it, because there's a dedicated trash thing, basically. Just don't click on the stuff you want. Also, I don't know if you're done with your rocket, or if you want to add more to it. If you want to add more to it, there's radial decouplers there. If you're done with it, there's also this thing on the next page, which is this red crane-looking thing. It's a stability enhancer. Basically, it's that thing that keeps rockets in you know, from basically it keeps them from falling over. You have to attach it to the side though. Wherever your mouse is hovering over is where your game is going to. Is where the game's going to want to attach it to. Now, yeah, if you're good with that, then hit. You can name it and then hit the launch. Launch will be the green thing. No, that's your mission flag. That one.
Let's do this! I'm not looking forward to this already.
Here is actually where it's going to get a little bit more complicated. Because here, you actually need to kind of understand the controls of the game. We'll wait till it loads up. Okay, now that we're here on the launch pad, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to press R, which turns on your RCS. Now press T, which turns on your stability enhancement. Those were the two things that I had you put under the command pod.
Yeah.
Holding shift, I believe it's left shift, you can't use right shift. Yep, that pulls up your throttle. Now you can't launch unless you're at 100% throttle, so you're good. Now, press the space bar to launch, and then, yeah, just press the space bar to launch. Okay. Now pull back on the throttle by clicking Control, tapping it just a little at a time. Always make sure that your surface speed is going up, but you are accelerating too quickly, so pull it back down again. Until you get to the point where you're... There you go. You're going upward. Now, for your first 10,000... your first 10,000 meters, what you're going to want to do is just pick straight up. After 10,000 meters, you're going to want to use your WASD keys to pivot until you're at a 90-degree angle on this thing. Always pay attention to your nav ball, because you can rotate your camera, and then, if you're rotated one way, you might think pushing forward will push you in the direction you're facing, but it won't push you in the direction of your rocket relative to where you originally were, so always use your nav ball for navigation. So basically what you're going to do is, after 10,000 meters, you want to pitch to the right because you've punched through that first layer that's going to push you down. And then from there on out, you want to see if you can get into space. The question is, though, can you get into space with the amount of fuel that you've put on this rocket? Also, look at Jebediah Kermit. Look at how happy he is. it's a good thing you put on those parachutes. It's right here. It's the thing on the left that says liquid fuel. You're on stage 2. You've lost your staging. So if you press space, it will drop that. Okay, now you're falling. Ish. Well, actually, you're not falling yet. You're just flying upward. The reason why the game is doing that weird janky thing is because you have RCS on, so your rocket is kind of fighting to pivot in the direction that you're putting it in. Although this is a good time to learn how the controls actually work in relation to the nav ball. Okay, now see those points? See how there's a circle with 3 dots?
Yeah.
That's your apoapsis. That's the direction you're going in. The one with the X in it is your periapsis. Is your retrograde, actually. One is the circle without the X is prograde. This one's retrograde. That's the opposite of the direction you're going in. So you're going directly downward now. You're actually falling. So, what do we do when we're falling from space and we don't want to die?
Panic? Katie. Parachute?
Activate your parachutes. Yes. How do you activate your parachutes? You press space because it's part of your staging. Boom.
Okay, cool.
Now, it's not fully open. It won't fully open until I believe it's the 500 meters. But it'll provide enough drag that you'll slow down. Now, Isaiah, during his first shot, was able to build a rocket that went to the moon, back, and then in a direct downward trajectory from space. And then pulled the chute. But I did help him out a little bit more than I helped you out. I kind of just threw you in. This is actually going a lot better than my first time playing, though. My first time playing, I didn't even get off the launch pad. It was just on the launch pad, and it was just going until it knocked over. Oh, by the way, time acceleration is a thing in this game if you feel like things are going too slow.
Okay, well.
You can press the period to go forward and the comma to go backward. Or actually, I believe it's the brackets that do that, but period and comma. See? So you're going quicker? But you're going to want to slow down before you hit 500 because this game gets speed. That was the stuff that you dropped earlier. Falling way before you did because they didn't have a parachute on it. Which you can put parachutes on stuff like that, but the game tends to delete things if you're more than 2.5 kilometers away. So sometimes it doesn't even matter. Because the game's going to count it as destroyed regardless.
Yeah. Okay, well, I feel like this was not a bad
yeah, this was not a bad first step. I mean, you did good with this one.
Need more fuel.
Yeah. Definitely. You need another fuel tank.
Yes.
But
I like how he's landing like super close to where he launched.
yeah, and the reason why you're landing there is because you went straight up, but the planet continues to rotate under you. So you actually fall a little bit to the right because of that.
Like walking distance.
Yeah, exactly walking distance. So that wraps it up for this episode. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Alright, cool.